So what's the best way that I can describe the summer transfer window that's been? Productive, yet frustrating in terms of trying to get players in, of which in today's episode we are going to go through everyone who has come and gone into the club. Welcome back to Lons. Hello and welcome back to Unemployed to Legends Club 3 episode 14 with RC Lons. My name is Craig and coming up on today's video we go through all the transfers in and out of the club over the last few months, and as I mentioned in the intro, it has been productive yet frustrating in trying to get the players that I've actually wanted so that we can try and close the gap to PSG, and I honestly have no idea how well that is going to go. So let's get ourselves into the transfers that have been. There's a couple that are still being finalised, potentially, whether they're going to leave the club or not. We'll go over those in a few moments. But first we're going to start with the players who have actually left the club. And you might notice just down here behind my head, yep, the first name out of the club, Junior Onana. We are going big with some of the players that we are moving on. He did come to me and say that he wanted to move on, he wanted a new challenge, so as disappointing as it was to lose him, I'm not going to keep around a player who doesn't want to be here. So we've cashed in on the 29-year-old Cameroonian international. He has gone to Everton, who has splashed £9.5 million on him. Out of interest, how did Everton do last season? Wrong screen? How did they do last season? Well, they finished 10th. Okay, so they're still in the Premier League. Fair enough, fair enough. A mid-table Premier League side. Onana's gone to them. Be interesting to see how he does, whether we keep up with him or not. If I remember, then that's absolutely fine. A youngster also went out. There have been not too many players who have kind of left the club. Fodsilla has gone to Ajaccio. I don't know how you pronounce them. I apologise. He went to them on a free after his contract expired. Christopher Wu, we went through in the previous episode. He went to AZ Alkmaar. For £2.2 billion, 27-year-old Cameroonian international. He was just a bit part player for us last season. He was good for registration purposes, but that was pretty much it. We may as well just cash in on him. Ironically, that's the most expensive price he's gone for since he left Lons last time for £8.5 million. Doesn't last too long at Lons, does he? Bartelson has also left. He has gone to Celta Vigo for, how much did he go for? 4.7? Yeah, 4.7 million pounds. The Danish centre-back. He was a bit of a powerhouse for us last season, but again, it was about cashing in on him. We brought him in on a free 18 months previously from Haugesund in Norway. Again, good cover. Those two departures in Wu and Bartelson did leave us short at the back, so we have gone out and got another one or two centre-backs to kind of help us out, which is absolutely fine. But yeah, Bartelson, more or less just cashing in on him as soon as possible. Willot Svedberg, we also went through in the last episode as well. He went to Real Sociedad in Spain, the 25-year-old Swedish international. He went for £6 million. That's a pretty good deal, 6.25 potentially. £1 million, not bad for a free signing, just one season to go. Tailed off horribly in the second half of the season. I was kind of glad to get shot of him. He may not look too bad, but he just absolutely did not suit playing on the wings for us. And in the middle, we were kind of fine there. Also, he was quite injury prone last season. So, quite frankly, £6.25 million, I'll take it. Even though his transfer value apparently is higher than that, I still think we got a very good deal for him. Otherwise, he would have still been around in the squad, probably doing nothing. Right, the big ones now. The players who have actually come in. Infantino, that was back in January. Enes Sali is the first man who arrived back in June. 23-year-old Romanian international. He is, what is he? Currently 2.5 star current ability, 3.5 star potential. He's not going to be what you call a world beater, but he is good cover for Jolson Fernandez. Fernandez, of course, had a string of injuries last season and we missed him badly. I want to make sure that we're not too short in those positions this season. So Enes Sali, Sali. Hopefully will be very good cover there. We bought him in for £5 million from Köln in Germany. And he performed okay there, not spectacularly, but you can kind of see he was a bit part player there until he became a regular starter, actually, the last 2 seasons. Actually, no, he didn't. He only started once. He was literally a bit part player the whole time in Germany. That is absolutely fine, and that's exactly what he's going to be here for us this season in League On. I think there was one more player that we signed. Yes, there was, just before the end of June. Marco Danilo, a 19-year-old Italian centre forward. I said we needed a new striker. We still have Girotti and Openda, but I think we needed someone who's a lot younger, who has that potential to grow, and that's definitely the case, I feel, with Danilo. 2.5-star current ability, 5-star potential. He has come in from Napoli for a whopping £30 million. Obviously, a lot of that is on instalments, and apparently the board are not happy with the finances involved in bringing him in. I mean, we brought him in for 30 million. It could rise to 33, which is fine, and his transfer value is still way more than that. We've also got him in on 55,000 a week, still not stupidly expensive. The problem is he is still inconsistent apparently, but I feel with game time he will become a lot more consistent. What's this? Only beginning to get to grips with his work to eradicate a player trait. What is his player trait? Shoots from distance, knocks ball past opponent. Well, looking at his long shots, it's only 7, so I'm going to guess he's getting rid of shoot from distance, which I hope is the case. I saw him play in a friendly over the summer, and yeah, he links up nicely with certain players, in particular Varchetta, because they're both Italian. In fact, we signed quite a few Italians this summer, and the second one that we signed is Domenico Rossi, 21-year-old Italian central midfielder, pretty much like Varchetta when we signed him. Very good mentally, very good physically, just like Varchetta. 3-star current ability with that 5-star potential. We're still going for quite a few youngsters, this summer. We brought him in for £7.75 million from Roma. We have been splurging a little bit this summer. Apparently he didn't play too well last season. He did the season before, but he's barely played. The poor guy needs to get some consistency. Yeah, he needs to be more consistent. Yeah, obviously. It's actually a very dark red, isn't it? As a con, which is not great, but we'll see if we can try and drag some performances out of him. I'm confident, especially if he's giving off vibes of Varchetta. I will be very, very happy. He's either-footed as well, which is very handy. Spirited, gets forward whenever possible, and he likes to switch ball to the wide areas, which God only knows we need to do more often. So that is Domenico Rossi. Bisharu, we spoke about him in the last episode. We brought him in permanently from Paris Saint-Germain. He was on loan with us last season. £8.75 million. I think that's a good bargain for him, especially as he's worth about almost four times that amount. So solid stuff. He's 4-star current ability and 4-star potential. Definitely one of the better centre backs at the club. This guy, Fatih Sarri. I am seriously proud that we were able to find this guy. When I say we, my scouts brought their scout report to me. I had a look at him. I thought he's a wonder kid. It's a shame he won't be that expensive. Sorry, that he won't be within our budget. And then I checked the contract when he was at Basel, where we bought him from. He had a release clause of £11.5 million. Just paid it all up front, because why wouldn't you? £11.5 million from Basel. He was a regular there for the last couple of seasons. Actually, I'd say a bit part player, but he was still getting some good game time. 47 league appearances at 20 years old. The only problem is, I've just noticed this, might have problems with injuries. I need to look at these scout reports a bit more often. We'll see how it goes, especially with Rico Lewis out injured. We might have to get another left back in. Although it's worth noting, Sarri can actually play across the back four, so he's definitely very versatile. Although he probably won't play centre back, unless he's a wide centre back, because he's still less than 6 feet tall. But to get another wonder kid into the squad, in fact, just to show you, yeah, there you go. It says it here anyway. Wonder kid on the description. Lovely stuff. He's already capped by the Swiss national team anyway, so he's definitely not a bad player. Robin Lenormand, a 32, yes, the oldest player we've bought this summer, 32-year-old French centre-back who we've got on an absolute steal, 3.5 star. Current ability, obviously nothing more in potential. Very consistent performer. Enjoys big matches. Hello. We bought him in for £500,000 from Real Sociedad. So they've had Svedberg off us, and we just nicked them for a bargain for Le Normand. He was playing in La Liga the last few seasons. Had very good seasons, by the way, ever since effectively the start of the save. So very happy to get him in. He is in as a star player, which, oops, there we go. He got him in as a star player, which might seem a bit questionable, but if he performs, it's a stroke of genius. If he doesn't perform, then questions will be asked of me, which, yeah. But looking at him mentally, physically, at least for now, even technically, very good. He's also more than 6 feet tall, experienced centre-back. He's going to be an experienced head for a couple of our younger players in central defence. Not including Kevin Danso, who of course is still at the club. And finally, at least so far, we've brought in one more player, which was a bit of a gamble, personally. Martino Bertaccini, a 19-year-old Italian midfielder, and another Italian midfielder. I'm going for the Italian job here at this point. He is a playmaker type player, of course, the first touch, the technique, the passing. Good, excellent vision, damn near excellent vision. His flair is amazing as well for someone who plays in the middle of the park. And if we need someone who can play attacking midfield, Bertaccini can step up. He has 3-star current ability, 4-star potential. He's not a wonder kid. Don't know why I was thinking that in the first place. We bought him in from Patro Eisden for £2.5 million, rising to 3 million. That's absolutely fine. There was quite a few clubs who were after him. I can't remember who the others were now. But considering we've got him in for up to £3 million and he's worth about triple that price, again, we're still trying to look after this club long term. Get young players in, develop them. If we can sell them on, fantastic. If they become legends at the club, fantastic. But Bertaccini may just be the latest line in one of those players. He's going to be competing with Archetta, Jorgensen and Vega and Rossi for a lot of game times. So we'll see how he does this season. But considering we got Ligue 1 and Champions League football this season, and a cup games as well, there's probably going to be plenty of opportunity for him to get some game time. Those are the signings that we have made so far, and it may not just be over yet, because finances wise we still have 5.3 million in the bank, about 50,000-60,000 left on the wage budget. Yes, we are now spending £1 million a week, and we've still got a healthy 44 million in the bank. We haven't had the Champions League money in yet. That's worth about 12 million there, plus any wins or draws we get in the Champions League this season as well. So this club's still looking rich. Projections still looking good. Fantastic. And one thing I do want to check is the season preview, and we are 5th. Okay, we're higher than last season. We were 6th. We're now 5th. Slowly climbing, slowly climbing. Team details, how much are we spending on wages? So we are now 7th for spending salary per annum, £44.5 million, still obscenely less than PSG and Monaco. Although I think PSG's has actually come down a little bit. Monaco's is still nearly 200 million. Marseille, Nice and Lyon and Rennes apparently are literally just above us, so still work to be done. Ironically, we're the only rich clubs apart from PSG and Monaco, so it feels like everybody else is trying to spend their way to closing the gap, which I kind of understand, but at the same time we're here to leave Lens in a better place, and that is where we're hoping to continue tomorrow in the next episode, where we will take on Monaco and Saint-Etienne. I'm going to do the Toulouse game off camera, but we'll come back for Monaco, which is a big game anyway, and Saint-Etienne, because we haven't actually played Saint-Etienne in this save so far. So I think it'll be interesting to get a new team under our, well, face a new team under our belt. And let's see how well we're going to fare in the league this season. Also, deadline day is not too far after Saint-Etienne. If anything happens, I can also show you that as well. If you have enjoyed this episode, and if you're looking forward to the beginning of Season 8 in Friday's episode, make sure that you hit the like button down below and smash the big red subscribe button. Thank you all so much for watching. Thank you all for your support on the series so far. and I look forward to seeing you all in the next episode.